Day 5 we headed to Culloden because I've wanted to see the Culloden battlefields for quite some time. We stayed at the Culloden Caravan and Motorhome Club site, which is about 1.5 miles away from the battlefield, but the walk is along this very busy road. It was a bit scary for one of my dogs, and for about 1 mile it was just awful. After about 1 mile you head into the forest, and for the last half mile it's a more pleasant walk with another stretch of the walk going over a field before you get to the battlefield. It was an incredible sight to get there. I've wanted to visit the battlefield for quite a few years, ever since I first saw the programme Outlander. Before then I was very ignorant about Scottish history, probably like a lot of other people, and the programme really got me interested in it. The Culloden battlefield is the site of the final confrontation between the Jacobite forces and the government troops, and it took place on the 16th of April 1746. It was a very bloody battle with a lot of people dead or wounded. The Jacobites had approximately 1,500 killed or wounded, with the government troops 300. The Jacobite troops were led by Prince Charles Edward Stuart, otherwise known as Bonnie Prince Charlie, and the blue flag denotes the Jacobite front line, and the government troops led by the Duke of Cumberland with red flags on the battlefield denoting the government front line. Astoundingly, both were only 25 years old at the time. It was a very brutal battle. It's really well laid out here, and there's lots of signs denoting what went on where. You also get a lot of these stones as well that talk about the government troops and people lost, and obviously you've also got all the clan memorials as well. It was just an amazing walk round. It's very, very accessible, whether you've got disabled dogs or you're in a wheelchair yourself. It was a very wet day when we visited, so we got very, very soaked, but we actually wandered around for absolutely ages reading all the signs. It was absolutely so fascinating, and somewhere that I'm really glad to visit, because it really was interesting. Stunning scenery, as you can see. That coming up there is the Culloden Memorial, so stop to have a few photos there, and then there's lots of stones all to commemorate the different clans who were lost there as well. It's a huge site, but it's really well thought out. There's a nice visitor centre as well, and there's you can go up to the top of the visitor centre for a panoramic view all around the battlefield, and there's a ramp there, so even if you've got dogs in a stroller or a wheelchair, you can still get up there as well. There's the stunning memorial, so obviously we had quite a few pictures there. And then it was taking my dogs back to the caravan site. There's a little walk next to the caravan site in this forest, which is absolutely lovely. So I was able to take the disabled dogs there as well. It's a bit hard to get a stroller through into the forest from the caravan site, so it's worth, if you come out of the caravan site and turn left instead of the right to the battlefield, you have to do a bit of a sprint across the busy road, because there is no pavement there for about 20 metres, but then it takes you into a path that gets you into the forest, which is disabled friendly. But it's a lovely forest, and so the dogs had a nice walk the evening before and in the morning as well. So it was super for the stroller and for my disabled dogs, Maz and Bambi there, and my blind dog Inca, who also had a nice walk there as well. And then I decided we'd go back to the battlefield the next day to see a bit more when it was dry. So here the disabled dogs out by the Culloden Memorial, and we had another little wander around, seeing some of the things we didn't see the night before. It was a really great place to visit, and it's just absolutely stunning, and probably one of the highlights of my trip as well, to finally get to visit there. There's one of the memorials for the clan. It's just so amazing. It's really well been done, and also they are doing restoration work to try and get it back to how it was originally as well. So that's from the top of the visitor centre as well, so you can just see how far you're looking there. Absolutely stunning. And then it was back in the camper van for the next leg of our journey.